We often find there's doom and gloom that surrounds Xbox, and how the brand is headed towards this downward spiral. Well, they just dropped their quarterly numbers, so did this reveal the truth? Well, let's get into all that up next. What's going on, guys? It's Kalo, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Level Up. So, I get when you look at Xbox, things tend to err on the side of negativity, and that's given all of their recent choices in the public market, so I kinda get the point here, but let's get into some numbers. The old saying is the numbers don't lie, and Microsoft just dropped their quarterly numbers, and I think it's safe to say these numbers are pretty damn eye-opening. To kind of break down some of the bigger bullet points here, revenue for the company rose just around 5%, which implies the company made around $5.723 billion. Not only that, but they also seen growth of 8% in the Xbox content service department. But I also want to stress Microsoft, at least at this point in time, has not revealed any numbers as far as Xbox Game Pass subscribers go. As for the negative numbers, Xbox hardware sales continue to drop around 6%, but this apparently was a drop the company did expect to see last year. And quite honestly, I view that as a reflection of their recent pivot to this multi-platform approach. But from a business outlook, which is the thing they care about most at the end of the day, this new strategy is paying off in spades. Now let's get into even more numbers here with the help of Tom Warren over at The Verge, which kind of puts a bigger scope to the overall picture that is Xbox. Quote, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella on Xbox Q3 2025 ended the quarter as the top publisher by pre-orders and pre-installs on both Xbox and the PlayStation Store. PC Game Pass rose up 45% year over year. Cloud gaming new record, surpassing 150 million hours played for the first time this quarter. So despite the internet chatter and discourse around how bad Xbox things are actually looking, by the numbers, it looks like Xbox at the end of the day is doing pretty damn well. Now, when I first read this report, the biggest thing that kind of stood out to me was the fact that Xbox was the biggest publisher on the PlayStation Store. Last I heard, apparently, Xbox has no games, but those PlayStation fans keep eating up our content like some feral dogs. The irony is just so real here, especially when you remove the whole console war agenda. And at the end of the day, it's safe to realize that people just want to play good games, no matter what platform. And this goes without saying, there are so many other games like Starfield that did get a bad rap at launch, and albeit, it did deserve some of that backlash. But if some games like that, and maybe even Halo, get out there into the world, maybe they'll be viewed in a different light. Not only that, but they're gonna get a brand new shot in the arm as far as a brand new untapped community goes. But these are bona fide numbers, and when we look at them, despite how bitter some people may be in regards to this multi-platform strategy, all in all, things are working in their favor, and at this point, we just gotta let Xbox cook. Oh, hi, I was working on today's Xbox video where we did talk about Microsoft and their revenue numbers and how things are looking good. And then all of a sudden, while I was about to post this video, Xbox done screwed the pooch. Apparently, they're increasing prices across the board. So, let's just get into all that. So yeah, it was announced today, May 1st, Xbox games, along with all of the hardware, will see a price increase. They said we should expect Xbox to start charging $80 for new first-party games like Call of Duty, Fable, and Perfect Dark, and that's all around the holiday season. Now, these price increases are taking effect globally with the exception of headset prices, which are only going up in the United States and Canada. And here is the list of things going forward that will be changing, and I'm just gonna highlight a few here that kind of stand out to me. So I'm looking at the Xbox Series S, 512 gigabytes, that's gonna be $379.99, and that's up from $299. Which, to me, that's a big price increase. And I'm looking at the Xbox Series X 2TB Galaxy Special Edition. That's now going to be costing $730, up from $600. I mean, that is an insane price increase. Again, after you guys tout this whole we're making a lot of money, revenue is up, everything's good. I mean, I guess we know what this is at the end of the day. It is pure greed, and it is for the world economy. But there's one other part to this equation that just blows my mind. I'm looking at the quote. I want to make sure I get it right. So I'm going to read it, and then we'll come back to this. So this was a statement issued to IGN from Microsoft that kind of explained why we're getting these price increases. So let's dive into it. Quote, "We understand these changes are challenging, and they are made with careful consideration given market conditions and the rising cost of development. Looking ahead, we continue to focus on offering more ways to play more games across any screen and ensuring value for Xbox players." Now, I get the whole thing, adjusting to the world economy. It is what it is. But again, like I've been critical on in the past, for anybody and everybody who does this, when you cite the rising cost of development as the reason why you're doing this, you have no one to blame but yourself. Now, there are some people out there who have been saying they did this because Nintendo increased their prices. I don't think that's the case. Changes like this don't just happen overnight. But again, it's just never good news. Gaming is in a very bad space right now. So yeah, I can't absolve Microsoft from this. Xbox, I mean, these prices are outrageous. And it only makes me think, who's actually going to go out here and buy an Xbox Series X at $600? I own one, and I don't think it's worth that much. So yeah, crazy times we live in. But with all that being said, I'm going to pass this one off to you guys. What do you think about these numbers? Again, to me, the whole hardware things, we're really far into this console generation, so I assume by now they expected that drop to go down even more, because everyone who wants an Xbox probably already has one. But that about does it here. I've been K-Lo, I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and this has been the Level Up.